Hey guys, so this will be like the first part on how I would get started for the Funko Pop model. So I gave you guys a little rigged little blank Funko here. So what I did for my personal one is I kind of stand kind of stiff just with my arms at my side, and I don't really have my arms out or feet pointed out like this. So I kind of would just take the, maybe not that much, clavicle down a little bit, shoulder down. This also kind of serves as like a little bit of a video on how the controls work for this guy. Let's see. Elbow maybe down. Same thing on this side. So while I'm doing this, I'll kind of explain. I would recommend posing your Funko how you want to pose it first, and then modeling on top of that, because you may not be able to pose afterward. So the arms we kind of just got at the side. The feet we can turn here, maybe move a little bit this way. Feet turn. Go this way. The knees can come in. Give it a little bit more outward. Okay, so now I have my pose, and then we can also say, let's bring him down a little bit. So he's just kind of squatting. So if I wanted my pose to be like this, now I could just select the body. I would select all the geometry that's there. So it would be just the body, the ears, which should be grouped together, the eyes, the nose, and the head. And then I would just create a duplicate, which is just Command D. And then since this geometry is binded to the skeleton that's moving this, the duplicate is also going to be bound. So you can just highlight all these, right click on it, and unlock selected, and then hit the W key and you can move it over, and now you have a posed out little guy that you can then create some stuff on top of. And then you can bring this guy, let's see, no IKs, we can bring this guy back to 0 in case you want to create another pose. And the rig is far from perfect. It's just kind of a quick little rig that I threw together in order for you guys to be able to pose it. And then same kind of way, if I wanted to get it back to 0, select all the ones that I wanted to, translate the rotate, and then just make those 0, and it'll pop back to 0. And then if I wanted to, I could make a whole nother duplicate of a whole other pose if I wanted to make that one instead, see how that one looks, and then go from there. But that's how I would start going about making the Funko Pop. Is this would be the first step, is determining the pose. And then from there, I would work on the clothes, the hair. I would work on the hair first, because I think the hair is probably what's going to make your Funko look the most like you. And yeah, I would just say start with the hair from there. I would with the hair, I would potentially do, let's see if you could do like if you did like a duplicate of this. Let's say you made a duplicate of the head, and then you went and selected like these faces here. It's too much. And then you did an extrusion on these guys. hold it out straight. That could potentially be like a starting point for some hair, you know. Doesn't look perfect, but you know, that could potentially be a starting point for some hair, and then obviously you can kind of mold it from there however you want it to be, but that would be a good starting point, I think, if you kind of just duplicate the head and then maybe adjust it and extrude it from what you want it to be. I think that would be a good starting point on the hair. Same thing with the if you were to do like a shirt, let's say I were to, this is me personally of how I would go about doing the shirt and how I did it for my Funko. Let's say I did a, okay, so go back to 1 so it's not on smooth mode. I would go into the multi-cut tool, and let's say it's like a short sleeve shirt. I would create a line here, and then let's do symmetry on this guy. Symmetry, object X should be, yep. Okay, so now when I create a line over here, it should create one. Nope. Other side? Nope, guess not. Okay, so it should be this guy. Okay, well, we can just turn symmetry off then. Okay, so how I would go about doing it is I would delete this loop of faces, which if you click one, double click the next one in the line, it should select all of them, and then you can just delete them out. And then what I would do is get this loop right here and extrude that in and then up. Well, actually, yeah, I would extrude this in and up, or maybe just up. Extrude. Just kind of up and in like that. So it kind of goes into the shirt, and then you can grab the shirt. Oh, forgot to separate these guys. I'm just gonna mirror it over whenever I do the next one, so I'll do this. Go back to modeling, mesh, separate. These guys should be separate, and then what you can do is see if this works. If we just extrude the whole thing. And now you kind of have like a little bit of a, I would probably, I kind of missed a few steps. I would probably cut somewhere like over here as well. Make a cut here and a cut at like to make the pants. So here, let me show you what I mean, so it's a little bit easier. I would do, see, multi-cut tool. Don't think it's gonna go this way. Ugh. Not the best height for shirt, but that's fine. Let's do, yeah, face. Delete that out. And then now we have the pants. So I can just continue working on the shirts. Let's see, face, delete. We can take this edge. Actually, I think a better way might be to just fill this hole. Go mesh, fill hole. Mesh, fill hole. And then same thing for this. If you want to repeat, you can just hit the G key. It'll repeat the action you just did. So now you can have this separated shirt. Well, let's fill this as well. G, G. And now let's see if we we can do the shirt the top as well. Let's say we take, let's move the head actually. Let's move this head. Oh, that's like right here. Let's just move this off to the side. And let's see, for the shirt, we can do like from here, here, here. And normally I would mirror, but just for the sake of time, I might do that a little bit later, just to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about with how I go about going for the shirt. Here, here. Okay. And then we have that. And let's say well, I would make another loop around, but for the video, I don't want it to be too long. So I'm just going to show you. We have all these guys here, and then we extrude them, and then I would just scale them out just a little bit. And then you can kind of take these edges here, or this face, and then extrude it down as well to create kind of a look. For the shirt. And the same thing applies for like a jacket or something as well. And you can go and adjust these vertices. I know it's not going to be super easy, but you know, it gets the look that you're trying to get. And eventually you can, you know, extrude it again and push it in like that, and then extrude it again, and just move it up, and then it should give you more of a shirt type look. Same thing for the arm. You can do I'm gonna have to go inside and look through here. I guess these are the same object. Let's see. Separate. Okay, so this guy's at 0. Let's modify center pivot. Face. Extrude. Let's do another extrude. Up, over, kind of like that. Just kind of back to 0. See how that looks. 3, 3. And kind of getting, you know, the look of a shirt a little bit. So that's kind of how I would go about doing the shirt. Same thing with the pants and the shoes as well. The hair, that's just kind of how to get you guys started. But I would, before you start working on like the shirt or the hair or anything like that, I would make sure this is centered on the grid, so that way if you ever want to mirror, you can do that. So let's say like you wanted to get rid of this guy and replace him with this guy, you can just move him over with the main control, and then you can, let's say, well, get these guys, let's put these guys back as, that was not 0. So yeah, I did not do what I was supposed to do there. That kind of worked out of place. Now this little locking mechanism is out of sorts, so might have done more hurt than good there, but that's, hopefully you guys will just watch the video first to kind of get an understanding. And let's see, go back to 5.